Hi guys, I'm just here now just trying to see if I can improve this painting that I was teaching and see if I can change the background. So this will be a good lesson to, if you look at your painting and you're not sure if you like what you see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can change this a little bit. It's kind of all over the place, and I'm thinking maybe we could take some of our sap green and some of our yellow and just take that and tap it on these trees that you have here already, and that way they will look more natural than just some sticking out. And there we go, that looks better. So I just want to show you that you can improve your paintings, or you can go over them to get them the way you want them if you don't like what you already see. So I'm thinking this would be better to give them a more good look. So I wasn't happy with those background trees, so I'm just going over them with some sap green and some cad yellow. And that looks better already. Simple as that. There we go. So that's nicer. And also I would like to take my sap green and my yellow and just tap on a few more little highlights up here just to brighten it up a little bit. Not too fussy about that white that I put there. So you can take that out also. And you can just go over it with a bit of sap green and some yellow, cad yellow. And like I say, if you like what you already have done, don't you do any of this. This is just to show you that you can make changes. If you're not happy with what you see, you can easily make changes by just going over what you already did with either the same colors, or if you don't like the white I had here, I'm not too fussy about that. So I'm just going to go back over that with some yellow. Green and yellow, that is. And that brightens it up a little bit better. I'm going to tap in a few little extras in here. There we go. And then that will give it a little more texture, a little more interest. And then let me see what else I can do. So I'm just going to tap on a little more yellow up here. And that will give it a more texturized grass. So you could do anything you want with your painting, even when you think it's finished. If you say, oh, that's finished, but there's something I don't like about it, then go back over the colors again within basically the same colors, but you can probably add more yellow or more white or whatever colors you want. So I did these up here. Just tapped on some more greens and yellows. I just tapped it on. There we go. That gives it more of an interest to our background trees. Now you can do lots more with that if you want to. So that's all. I just wanted to show you some little tips that you can do. And then you can bring in some of the darker green, the sap green. Just tap in a few little darker ones in between, just like I said, just to give it some interest. So you can go back and forth on this until you're happy with what you see. There's nothing written in stone. You just do whatever you feel. I know you need tips and tricks to find out how you can do these things. So I'm just playing around with it just to show you that you can. And you can do it without spoiling it. You know, just have some fun with it. So you put in some darker trees, and you can add some more yellows. And it's just tapping, just to see what you're going to get. It's almost like experimenting and seeing what's going to come out when you tap around with different colors. So that's what I'm doing there, just playing around with some bushes and having some fun with it. So you can play with your painting, and that's fun to play with your paintings because it gives you really good way to practice. And sometimes it's good to do a painting 4 or 5 times if you want to do the same painting, just change it up a little bit. And that way you get more ideas come in your head and what you can do and what you like to do. So if you want to keep playing with your grass and adding more highlights, you can do that. It's just playing around. Yeah, just playing around. So there we go. I'm just going to leave that for now. And then we can also, this part here and here, I want to clean that up. So I'm just going to go into, for the wheel, because when I was doing the painting, I was just rushing it to get it done for you guys so you could enjoy getting your painting done. But I just want to show you if you see things that you don't like, you can always change it up. So I'm just going to change this up a little bit. I find the highlights a little too high. And I'm just going to go back in and darken it up with my burnt umber. And then I'm just going to cover up that highlight a little bit, just so that I can redo it. So I'm darkening the inside, and then I'm going to highlight it a little bit on the edge here so that it looks more softer. A little bit of white on your dirty brush, and it's a little bit of a highlight. And it looks softer. Oops, my hand slipped. My hand slipped and I'm trying to fix it. These things happen. So you go back over it again. My hand keeps slipping. So you just go back over it again until you get what you're looking for. Alright. Soften up that edge. Make it nice and dark. Now if that is out too far, I'll just highlight it a little bit. And I might go back in with some green grass in order to make it smaller. I'll see. Just add a little bit. You can tap it on. You can tap on a little bit of white if you like. Just tap on the edge there. Now, like I said, it's kind of thick out there, so may fix that with some green grass, but I gotta wait for that to dry a little bit. So while I'm waiting for that to dry, I'm going to take my liner brush and drag it through my yellow and my green and see if I can put in a few more of these nice little stems for the flowers. Okay, so just go back over what you already did. You can add a few more if you want to, or you can just go back over what you did. You can also add a bit of white to bring them out a little bit. There we go. There we go. So like I say, sometimes a painting is never done. You can always find things that you like to change or you like to add, because there's so many things you can do. But if you go by a picture, that will help, because when I find that when I'm making it up as I go along, then it just keeps going on and on and on and on. I just keep adding things and taking things out because I'm not sure how, if I like it or not. But if you go by a picture and you have a reference, at least that will help you say, okay, well that's my ideas that I put in with this picture, because you don't want it to be exactly like the picture, but the picture would be great to show you where the shadows go. You don't have to try and figure everything out on your own. It takes longer. So we're just putting in a few more stems just to show you that we can do whatever you want. If you don't like something, you can always change it. Okay? So it's a few little stems, that's okay, and then we'll just put a little bit of grass right here. I'm just going to rub over the bottom of that just to show you that you can put in a little bit of grass on top of that and on top of your shadow. It's okay. There we go. And let's see what else we can fool around with. How about the water? The water is not bad. It's just that I think too many water lines in it for me. So I'm just going back into my ultramarine blue and some white. And I'm going to, more ultramarine blue than white for now. And I'm just going to bring in some water lines, or I'm sorry, water. And take out some of those water lines. They're a little bit too many for me. You might like yours. Like I said, don't change your painting if you're happy with what you see. This is just a little video on making changes to your paintings that are already done. So I'm just going to go back and forth over my water till I get what I want, until I get what I like. Now the paint is dry, so whatever you go over now, it's going to cover it all up. So if you're trying to get the same colors, it might be a little difficult. So you might have to change it up a little bit. So I'm just going over this again till I get what I want. Just having some fun. There we go. So I'm just going in with my blue, changing things the way I want them. You can do the same, but don't, like I said, you know, you can always do it to an old painting that you got lying around and you're saying, oh, I wish I could change the water, I wish I could change the trees, the sky, the clouds. Go in and do it, because there's no sense having a painting sitting in the corner because you don't like the clouds or whatever. Just go in, and that's a great practice for you too, right? So here we go. So I got that taken out. And I am going to add some water to my brush, and I'm going to add water to my, so I want it to have like I want to have it like a glaze, so you can see through the paint. So that way you can come up here and without destroying this, you can go back over this again, so you can keep seeing this. And then you keep going over it and you add this blue see-through transparent paint, and that will tone down those water lines so they're not so white. And that way you get to keep your reflections. See those reflections there? You get to keep those, so you just go over it with watered down paint. That's all I did. I just added water to my paint, to my brush, and I just tipped it in here, and then I'm going over what I already have done on top here because I don't want to lose those reflections. I'm just going over everything with the watered down paint, and that'll smooth everything out. And my water lines are not quite as white as they were, because I want to get them a little bit darker without losing everything underneath. There we go. Good. So it's just a few little things that we can do, and so I'm just going to try the grass here just to see if I can take that wheel down a bit. I'm finding it's too big. I'm going to try a different brush. Let's try this brush here, this flat brush. This is a flat chiseled edge brush. So I'm going to take that, put it into the grass. See how that takes that and makes it smaller. It makes some changes. There we go. I found it too big. It's still a bit too big, but it's okay. So there's some grass. I need to add a little bit of yellowish color to the grass to make it go back to fitting in with the rest of the grass. So this is how you can fix up your paintings. I hope this helps you a little bit. But like I said, don't destroy the one you already have. Take an old painting that you have there that you've been doing and practicing, and go over it again. Go over it again and take out things that you don't like. This over here has too much highlight on it. This one here, same thing, so I'm just going over that. That'll tone that down a little bit. And that's it for now. So I'll leave that with you, and probably a little bit of highlight on the edge here where I took it out on the wheel. So let's just put that back in. It gives a little bit of highlight there now. So that's how you fix up your paintings that you're not happy with. Just go back over them. go back over them and do whatever you think needs to be adjusted. There we go. So, there's lots more I could do. I could play with that all day long and have a grand old time. So I'll leave that with you, and I will do some more videos on some tips. And the next video I think I'm going to do is five ways to use your palette knife. So keep an eye out for that, and I'll see you in the next video. Happy painting!